Okay, boy, go fetch. Oh, you both did it. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's a high five right there. Yeah. Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody, to Monster Hunter Rise. I didn't know that was going to go on for so long. So, last time around, we managed to get through our first rampage, and unfortunately, it won't be the last, but for now, we're doing okay. And today, before we get started with our hunt, I have a nice shiny pair of weapons that we can try out here. The Desperados. These are going to be our first look at the dual blades. So they're kind of like the polar opposite of the greatsword, I would say, because they are probably the weakest weapons in general, but they're also one of the fastest. So you have to get right up in close and personal to the monster and just kind of whittle away at them. Do your death of a thousand cuts kind of style here. If we just hit X, we can just do a basic little, 3-hit combo, not too shabby. And then A is just like non-stop. Like you kind of just can keep going and kind of just reorient yourself as you see fit. But you do have to be careful because you're always being up close to the monster and you have to worry about them being a little too aggro with you. However, the big thing with this weapon, if you hit R2 or yeah, hit R2 ZR, you enter demon mode, which is a short time buff. You can see my stamina is going down, but it makes me stronger. Well, I didn't mean to do that actually. I'll touch on that in a second. But yeah, you get stronger, and then you'll notice my dodges are a lot faster. But let's make sure my stamina gets all the way back just so you get a better idea. So yeah, in demon mode, you can dash around a lot faster. You also are immune to knockback, which I actually didn't know until I was reading up on it. So you get a lot stronger, and you fill up the little blade gauge we got next to our sharpness, and this puts you in arc demon mode, so that you are still capable of doing attacks that are just as strong, but without having to be in demon mode proper. But you are slowly bringing it down as you kind of go. So this weapon's all about kind of just weaving in and out of the different modes to build your arc demon mode and stuff back up. So I messed with a switch skill earlier. I mean, we may as well go back and look at it quick. But by default, this has Demon Flurry Rush, which is it's just you can just mash A and just keep doing a bunch of attacks. But I put Demon Flight on, which is a launcher. It kind of pops you into the air. Because that lets you more easily do one of the other cool things you can do in Demon and Arc Demon mode. So we do Demon Flight. If we hit A again, we do the midair spinning blade dance, which is not this training W is not the best target for this, but you basically run all along the monster and just kind of slice all up and down it. It's like you turn into you turn into Levi from Attack on Titan basically, and you just kind of slice through everything. And it looks really cool and it's really fun. And this just makes it a lot easier to do. But you have to be careful to not abuse it. And you only get to do that when you're in Demon or Arc Demon mode. So you do have to build it up over time, and then you can kind of go nuts. There we go. Yeah, like this is like an awkward thing. I like doing this with like really long monsters, so we'll be able to see that more as time goes on. But also, while you're in either Demon or Arc Demon mode, if you hit both attack buttons together, you do Demon Flurry, which like I guess in Arc Demon you can kind of just keep doing it and just kind of mash and do tons of damage that way. But in Demon mode proper, I think it's a blade dance, which I just hit it once and you do all of these attacks. So this is kind of like your big cash out for damage. But I hit that once and I am just stuck. I can't dodge out of it. I can't do anything out of it. So you really commit if you're not careful. You also can tell I'm burning through my sharpness like crazy. So this is a weapon that you will probably be sharpening a lot. And then I guess with that in mind, we can talk about the silkbind stuff. So if we do it with X, we do piercing bind, which that was a bad time to do it. Piercing bind, you stab the monster, and then you basically put one of your blade, you put like a dagger in it, and you will do extra damage if you target where you kind of put the dagger. So this can be useful if like the monster's knocked down or something. You can just keep kind of hammering one spot to do a bunch of extra damage, but it takes forever to come back, as you can see. That like this is a really long cooldown. And then the other one, Shrouded Vault, is like kind of like a counter. You dash forward, and if the monster hits you, you do a spin attack, which I don't think I can really show it off here, unfortunately, so we'll have to just kind of see that during the hunt. But yeah, overall, it's a pretty simple attack, or pretty simple weapon. It's not altogether, too fancy. It is Death of a Thousand Cuts, and I think some monsters are just not going to be as, it's not going to be as fun to use this because you're just kind of really wailing on them for a long time. Whoops. But they can still be a fun weapon, especially when we're still early. Like, you can still use this in the higher ranked fights and stuff. It's just it's probably best to really know what you're doing. Otherwise, that lack of damage is going to kind of bite you. So, with that said, let's go see what our target's going to be for today. Alrighty, so we still have a couple of these key quests to do. We could fight Tetranodon, we could fight Baroth, we could even fight a Royal Ludroth if we want. But we have one other monster that is not strictly necessary to fight that I still want to cover while we're here. So we're gonna hunt Khezu. This should be an interesting one. I'm gonna make sure I'm prepared, and then I'll meet you all in the Frost Islands where we can take this guy out.
Nocturnal creatures coming out to feast find themselves becoming prey to this long-necked beast. Down the hatch they go, definitely deceased. Craven miscreant, show your mug if you dare. But when it turns to face you, you'd rather be elsewhere. Its perturbing expression, a sight too much to bear.
Blank stare, Khezu. Ugh. So yeah, Khezu is a monster that's been around since the very first game, I guess. But it's a pretty infamous one because it looks like a certain thing. We don't need to talk about that here. We don't need to demonetize my channel, but you get the idea. You know what I'm saying. And it's also, it's an interesting monster because in a lot of the older games, if you ran into, whenever you run into a monster, right, they spot you and then they're locked onto you, and then the music would change and all that, right? But I guess a lot of the previous games, I think it was until like 4 maybe, they made it so that Khezu is blind. Khezu has no eyes, right? It's purely going off of like sound or smell or whatever, and so it would never technically see you. So the music never changed, and so it had like no battle theme or anything, which is kind of interesting. And it's around here. I believe it's right below us. And yeah, so it's kind of an unnerving monster. It's definitely a monster where it's like, I don't know if I want to fight this thing in HD, but here we are. Wait, where are? Oh, you're down there. Okay, so here we are. Here's Khezu. This guy is pretty gross, and that was a bad. Actually, no, that was an okay call on me. So this guy is lightning based. We gotta get out of here. That was bad. That was a really bad time to get hit by that. Okay, so I have now been hit with Thunder Blight. So let's pop a Nullberry so I don't get stunned really easily. But yeah, this guy is lightning based and based around paralysis. So we want to kind of be careful. There we go. We can go right up and down him. And he kind of just plops his... Whoops, I need to take this off. He kind of just plops down and his little sucker tail on the ground as he does all this stuff, which makes him pretty scary. His tail is pretty tough, and I do not believe you can break it, unlike a lot of other monsters where it would look like you could take care of their tail. So we're going to mostly... That was not the best time to do that. We're mostly going to target his wings and his big old face. But it kind of depends. I need to probably stop doing the demon flip here. It's going to screw me over. So let's just kind of focus on just fighting him. We're not really... Oh yeah, and that neck do be going like that. So it's a scary monster. Oh, that didn't quite go the way I thought. I thought I was trying to do my silk bind. I guess not. We can do a little bit of damage to him. We gotta watch out though, because he will start trying to throw out these little electric things, or do that. There we go. So yeah, that is a bit of a counter. So that can be really useful. We were able to get underneath him and do a lot of damage that way. But yeah, we gotta be careful as we don't want to get too close to him if possible. Yeah, we can get right in the face, so that's pretty cool. Now I did check this ahead of time, and oh, is he gone already? He's just leaving already. He got poisoned, if you saw, which is nice. But yeah, I didn't realize he actually is very susceptible to poison, so I was kind of a lucky accident that I did that. Well, I guess he is going just that way. I was going to go around. But yeah, yeah, Khezu's interesting. It's a fun monster. He also roars a lot, and you usually need to get like you need to get like high grade earplugs if you want to avoid getting stunned by that roar, which can be annoying. That was probably not the best time to do that. There we go. Just get away. That lasts a long time. There we go. Do a lot of damage. Oh. And yeah, we're getting hit by that, which is annoying. Yeah, you can't cut that tail, even though it would probably be really, really useful. What's kind of annoying about this guy, though, is that, yeah, he just does this big body explosion. So you gotta be really careful to not be touching him at certain points. Oh, I'm just stuck in my blade dance. Let's get out of demon mode. We don't really need to be. I'm just wasting stamina at this point. Yeah, very, very gross roar, too. I don't like that. Well, he got stunned. I better get out of the way. He's probably going to do something soon. Yeah, do that body explosion, or whatever. But I believe we can worry about breaking his wings and his face, and probably his back. There we go. That's a nice little counter to deal with that. Admittedly, though, like, Khezu is pretty tough, so... Oh, cool, you actually broke a part of him. That's nice. Oh, I'm not in Archdemon mode anymore. Alright, fair enough. I don't know what part of him broke. It's kind of hard to tell. Was it his face? Oh, yeah, I guess it was his face. I think. It's hard to tell because he's got these weird veins and they look like cracks. Very... Oh, God, we gotta get out. Ooh, that hurt a lot, actually. Let's drink our first aid med. I'm going to try not to eat this nullberry yet. I don't think I need it. But yeah, we have Thunder Blight as a thing, so... unfortunately, that makes us very vulnerable to being stunned until it wears off. There we go. Well, that just healed me anyway, thank you. Oh, and you're mountable. Alright, let's go find Aknasam, I guess, and we'll trade up here. You're gonna be over here somewhere. Hey, bud. Just do a little... We'll get a little bit off of you. Oh, that's the body explosion, okay. So that's the super long neck. There, let's just do that now. Just so I don't miss the chance. Get on you. And now it's time to do some firepower here. and follow up. Ploink. Can I do a fireball? I guess I don't know what move that. Oh wow, he Khezu's almost dead. Okay, well this will do a lot of damage at least. Oh, that's it. That's kind of surprising. All right, let's just hit the back. Just do a lot of crazy back shots on this Khezu. Where are you going? It's over. Oh, my hunter sounds so cool. Let's pick up some of this stuff while we're waiting. We're getting flabby hide and pale extract. Very gross things. Ooh, and this actually protects me from the roar, because I was already in that animation. I can't get knocked out of it. I guess because it is so easy to poison him, he probably just took a lot of extra damage from that. Okay. You do what's going to make you happy, Khezu. I guess we could probably do that other wire thing at this point. It's kind of too late, but you just stay still for a second. Or you'll dodge away, that's fine too. Oh wow. Get him, Chloe. And we're just gonna kind of just mash away on him on this. Like, yeah, we're not hitting a lot of his more vulnerable parts, so we're not doing as much damage as we could, which is a little disappointing. But that's kind of the monster. And there we go. It's over. That was very, very quick. I guess that makes sense for a speedy weapon. We didn't really break a lot of parts on him, though, I think, just because of the low health combined with I wasn't really maybe hitting him with the hardest stuff. But that worked out pretty well. So yeah, Khezu is not a particularly like important monster as far as this game's concerned, but I think it's still a cool monster to fight. And you get some interesting looking stuff. It's a very interesting looking monster, you know. It's got that grin, you know. Uh, Poor thing. Take it down in the prime of its life. This is that's a different angle than I was kind of hoping for with that, but yeah, it looks like an undercooked chicken. It's weird. It's gross. I think there's like some weird plushies with Khezu you can get in Japan, which is unfortunate, but that's a talk for another day, another channel maybe. My hunter looks cool. I have this little rapier that I don't actually use. That's kind of an interesting design element. Here's a non-weapon. So yeah, we got some hide, some pale extract, some bones. Yeah, all we broke was his head, I guess. I probably could have focused on other body parts a little better. Yeah, that was a very quick hunt. That's probably the fastest hunt we've had so far. Okay, and someone wants to talk to us. Oh, it's just the buddy. Let's just get this out of the way. Nothing to say there. Yay, some buddy tickets. Anyway, let's take a look at our spoils to kind of close out this episode here. I guess you could argue this is filler technically, but I still think it's cool to fight a new monster and see what they're about. So let's look at their armor first. So Khezu has a very weird armor set. I'm just gonna say it looks like this would be like you're wearing a condom. It just is weird. I believe the female armor is more like a nurse. This actually almost evokes like an Assassin's Creed kind of thing, albeit like leathery. As far as the skills you get a little bit of extra health when you recover. Wall running has less stamina. Your healing in general is just faster. You get thunder attack. Okay, you can fill up certain things a little better, and then you can stun a little better, which is neat, but it's not really. What were the stats on this? I mean, it's the same kind of rarity as like Acnosam. It's not that big of a deal. I actually did have a little. I did have some thunder weakness to that actually, so I did take more damage than I probably should have in that hunt. But yeah, that's about it. So we did not get a pale bone at all, even if we wanted to make his stuff. And as far as like some of the weapons go, I guess we could do dual blades for Khezu if we wanted the Khezu daggers. But and that would give you, that would be both a thunder element but also a paralysis status. So that's actually a twofer, which is kind of neat. Is there a great sword you can make out of this? Actually, yes. Ugh, the Khezu shock sword. So that's just pure thunder, which makes sense. You're not going to hit it hard enough to actually paralyze with it, or hit it often enough rather. Um, and I mean, I guess we don't. There's not technically a Khezu longsword, it looks like, but you can get the electrosac from it for this eager cleaver if you want that. So even if the monster isn't directly necessary, sometimes it can be really useful for some of these. But yeah, we keep going. But like, it was nice to try a new weapon, fight a new monster. I think that's a pretty good day, honestly. But next time we'll get back on track and we'll do these key quests and kind of see where the story is taking us here. But until then, I'll leave you with what's a funny gesture. Um, I'll leave you with some honor, I guess.